Rational Functions test paper of 2014. So this is a recent test paper, and let me congratulate my student Tanisha for getting 99% in this test paper. Now that's an excellent performance. Now here is question 2. I've kind of reorganized the questions so that I can have a common set and it's easier for me to discuss with you. Question number 2. True or false? A. Function f of x equals to x squared plus 2x minus 15 divided by x squared plus 9x plus 20 has a vertical asymptote at x equals to minus 5. Part B. The function f of x equals to 1 over x squared has no vertical asymptote. C. Function gx equals to 2x minus 1 over x plus 1 has an oblique asymptote. D. F of x equals to 1 over 1 plus x squared has domain of all real numbers. I'd like you to answer these questions and then look into my suggestions. Now here is my suggestion. My observation is that when we get this kind of a question, the very first one is the function f of x equals to x squared plus 2x minus 15 divided by x squared plus 9x plus 20 has a vertical asymptote. Most of the students will start factoring both numerator and denominator and then try to figure out whether x plus 5 is a factor in the denominator or not, whether x plus 5 is a factor in the numerator or not. Well, keep in mind that these true or false questions don't really give you liberty of time. That is kind of very critical. And many times students spend more than required time for these individual questions and so at the end may miss completing the paper. So that will be a bigger penalty. So it's good to understand how to answer them fast, correct? Now when we are checking for something, we are not really getting the answer, we are just checking for something. The question says, has a vertical asymptote at x equals to minus 5. So the good idea is plug in minus 5 and see what you get. So if I plug in minus 5, then minus 5 square is 25. So let me calculate numerator here. 25 plus minus 5 times 2 is actually minus 10 and then minus 15, correct? So that gives me 0 in the numerator, right? How about the denominator? In the denominator, I get minus 5 square is 25 and minus 5 times 9 is minus 45 and then plus 20. That is also 0. That means that x plus 5 is a factor in both numerator and denominator, and so that should cancel out, leading to a whole, not leading to a whole, right? Not a vertical asymptote. Do you understand? So this function is false. This statement is false, right? So we don't have a vertical asymptote at x equals to minus 5. We have a whole here at x equals to minus 5. And this is much faster. You have your calculators ready with you. Just plug in the value and check if both numerator and denominator have a factor of x plus 5 or not, correct? And you'll find that, well, we do have 0 over 0. That means at 5 we have a factor minus 5. We have a factor numerator and denominator which will cancel out, leading to a whole, not a vertical asymptote. So that's how we do it. Now part B is the function f of x equals to 1 over x squared has no vertical asymptote. So these types of questions one should sketch, right? One should sketch, takes a minute, think about x squared is this, right? It touches, so we have one vertical asymptote, right? We do, correct? So we do have, so that statement is also false, and that is your vertical asymptote, correct? And the reciprocal function will be kind of like this. Do you see that? Always positive though, right? Increasing here and thereafter decreasing, right? So the function has no vertical asymptote is false. How about this? C. The function g of x is 2x minus something has an oblique asymptote. Yes, it does. This 2x is the equation of your oblique asymptote, and so this is true, correct? Next is f of x equals to 1 over 1 plus x squared has domain of all real numbers. Now, can the denominator ever be 0? No. The restrictions are only when you're talking about rational functions. Remember, like this. So they are about numerator and denominator, right? Something, and both are polynomials, where denominator is never equal to 0, right? That is a restriction. Now 1 plus x squared is always positive. It can never be 0, right? So therefore, there is no restriction on this, and this statement is true, correct? So that way, if you think, you can answer these questions very fast and save time. That is kind of critical in such questions. Thank you. All the best.